good morning. Welcome to piano. I'm very excited today. We've got some really good stuff we're learning today about the D minor scale. So it's going to be a good lesson today. But before we get started, if you don't mind liking and sharing this video, you know that helps me reach more learners across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe, right? That's easy. Like there's a button right below this video. You can just hit that one and make sure that you are keeping up with all of the lessons that I have posted for your channel and for this playlist. Next, don't forget to join Discord, right? So we operate a Discord server where the heart of my piano learning community lives, and we are super supportive and positive there. So if you're looking for encouragement, if you're looking for like the absolute perfect group of people to help support you in your piano learning, join our server. We'd love to have you. And finally, I am on Patreon. So the easiest way to keep this channel going is to choose a level of financial support you can afford every month on Patreon, between $5 all the way up to $20 monthly. I'd love to see you on my patrons list because none of this would be possible without them. So thank you so much. All right, we should get started, right? So a couple weeks back, we had learned the song Go Down Moses. And I've seen a few of you posting your videos on Discord, and it's sounding really great. Those A minor chord, primary chords are really coming out nicely. So I'm very excited to go through this one with you today. Let's go ahead and do that, all right? Let's turn to page 133. 133, there it is. Go Down Moses. All right. Let's switch to piano view and we will play through this one together with the, oh no, there's no repeat. I thought there was a repeat in here, but there's not. All right, let's go ahead and switch to piano view. Very nice, there's our piano view. Now with this one in particular, remember, we're not starting in a very common position for the right hand, but we will be starting in that A minor position for the left hand, okay? Watch that overlapping pedal, and let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, and play. And there you have it. There's some amazing Go Down Moses right there, okay? Very, very good work. This one here in particular is really fun to play because when they start adding in that V7 chord, it really sounds awesome. Especially on line 3 after it does that go down Moses, way down in Egypt's land. That's like the best part of the whole song. So I hope you enjoyed that. Give yourself a round of applause. You learned this awesome song and I'm so proud of you. All right, now if you find that it's still giving you some trouble, there's nothing wrong with keeping the song and working at it until you are satisfied with it. When you're ready for me to listen, post your video on Discord in your class channel, and I'll give you some pointers or just give you like a resounding cheer section just to make you feel really, really good about it. So, all right. Well, let's move on. Let's go ahead and turn that page. Take a look at page 134. We're getting a new key, okay? Now, you will recognize the key signature with the B flat as another key that we have learned in the past. Now, we understand the key of F major having one flat in it, and that is the B flat. Right? But instead today, you notice that there's still a B flat in the key signature, but we're not playing F major. We're actually going to be doing the relative minor of F major. Now, every major key has like a cousin, right? That relative minor, okay? When we're looking for the relative minor, we go down 1, 2, 3 half steps from your root. So let's say F is our root. We go down 3 half steps, and then there's your relative minor. In this case, like I said before, D minor, okay? Now we see that it is, it does have that flat in the key signature, right? There's that D minor scale, right? But notice it sounds a little different than the typical minor scale that we're used to hearing. Now you'll notice at the bottom of page 134, there's something called the D harmonic minor scale. Okay, the scale that we had been playing before was called the natural minor scale. We just play the flat in the key signature. But with the harmonic minor scale, they raise a half a step the 7th tone of your scale. So this is what the harmonic minor scale sounds like. Listen. You hear the difference? Yeah, with that 7th tone raised, it gives it just a different type of sound, right? Now let's switch to piano view, and I'm going to play this harmonic minor scale so you can hear and see now what it looks like at the piano. Here we go. All right, so D harmonic minor. I'm here with my D position, right hand. I'll play D, E, F, G, A, B flat, then I raise the 7th, C sharp, D. Let's go down. Okay, that is in the right hand, the D harmonic minor scale. Let's try it with the left hand now, okay? We're actually going to start at the top of the scale and go down first. Let's start with our D. D, C sharp, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. Let's go back up. D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C sharp, D. Very nice. There it is, D harmonic minor scale in the left hand. Now let's see if we can play these hands together. This is a little tricky, but I would just like you to watch those fingers and follow along if you can, okay? Here we go. You can also play it in contrary motion. Notice now I've got both my thumbs on that D. Let's see how that sounds. Contrary motion, okay? Now, I would love for you to add these scales to your warm-up routine for this next song we're going to get, okay? Start with the D harmonic minor scale, right hand only, ascending and descending. then switch to the left hand only. Descending, then ascending. After that, try it hands together in contrary motion, which means, remember, starting in the middle, then going out like an accordion, then coming back in, okay? You can do these scales. It's just going to take super, super snail slow practice, okay? And there's nothing wrong with playing it slowly, especially when you're learning it for the first time. As you get more comfortable with those fingers and notes, you can speed it up, okay? And trust me, it's so much fun to play your scales nice and fast. Just make sure that you're doing them accurately. That's the key. All right, very good. So all of that with the key of D minor is leading into our new song, Scarborough Fair. Okay, so this is like a classic song. Lots of people have sung this folk song before. What is it, Simon and Garfunkel? Lots and lots of bands have sung Scarborough Fair. It's a classic, okay? And it is in D minor, okay? I know this because I see my B flat in the key signature, and I look at the beginning note and the ending note, and I see that it's actually starting with a D, F, A, and ending with a D, okay? That's one way to figure out the key that we're in, especially in these beginner songs. Look at the key signature and then check the beginning opening chord and the ending chord. And if it sounds like it's going to be in D, then it's probably in D minor, okay? Now, if it had a B flat in the key signature and then it started with F, A, C, then we probably wouldn't say it's in D minor because it doesn't sound or even have a D in the chord. It has F, A, C. Then it would be an F major, okay? Use your ears to your advantage here, okay? They are so, so important. I would even say your ear is more important than your eyes in music, okay? All right, so looking here at Scarborough Fair, we have a couple really interesting things going on. I see a pink box that says new dynamic sign, pianissimo, okay? Pianissimo means very softly, okay? So when you see the symbol for pianissimo, you're gonna play it probably the softest you've ever played anything, okay? And that's a good thing, okay? Because it's really teaching you the amount of pressure that's needed to make a sound at the piano. In this case, it's the lightest touch possible that makes a sound at your piano, okay? Now, I'm going to take a look here at the beginning of the song, and I notice a couple things. The left hand is a series of broken chords. Do you remember we learned about broken and block chords early in our program? Yeah, in this case, it looks like a broken chord. I see I'm starting with a D minor, and it's a broken chord 5-3-1. Okay, so let's go through the song, just left hand only, and play through our broken chords, okay? I'll say a few notes here and there, but I'm not going to say all of them. All right, you got this. Let's switch. Okay, so starting here, D minor position, okay? So I've got my D in my bass clef. My pinky finger 5 is going to be on there, okay? I will not be using pedal this time around because I'd like you to really, really hear those chords, okay? Here we go. I'm going to count off. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. D, F, A. Continue. Down to C, E, G, back to D. D, G, B natural, D, F, A. Line 3. Down to C, F, A, F, E, D, and C, E, G. Back to D. to C. Then D. And then there's that repeat sign. You'll go back to the third measure to repeat. Okay? Now, how did you do on those chords? Were those broken chords pretty straightforward for you? I know the triads were probably the easiest ones in the song, but you notice not all of the chords in there were triads. Some of them were actually different chords, like inversions, right? We looked inside here and I saw the very first chord that wasn't a triad was in line 2, measure 4. It actually has a B natural in it, okay? You see that little sign that kind of looks like this? That's a natural sign. So it's basically taking away the flat that's in the key signature because it's in front of a B, okay? All of the beginning of our line has that B flat in the key signature. Now, when you have a natural sign, that's like taking it away, erasing it, okay? Just for the B in that measure, okay? If there's any other B's in that measure, they will also be B naturals. But then it goes back to B flats again after you leave that measure, okay? So that natural sign only works for that little unit of music. Okay, it continues on. And then looking at line 3, there's a section in there of 2 measures where it's also not a triad. We have a C, F, A, and then a parallel motion, F, E, D, okay? And that's parallel with what's happening in the right hand, okay? You're doing very well on this, okay? Let's see if we can play through the left hand once more, okay? All the way through, and then we'll take a look at that right hand, okay? All right, let's do it. Okay. Starting at the beginning. Now this time I'm not going to say a whole lot, okay? I want you to follow along in your music. Give some of those measures or some of those chord changes some circles if you need to. I know I've already written in some. And this time I actually will be doing my pedal. I have some overlapping pedal going on. So be very mindful of those little carrots inside of the pedal markings. That's when you're going to lift your foot to clear out the chord before it and put it right back down for the new notes. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Last 2 measures, we'll just play those. D with the fermata at the end, okay? Very nice. Yeah, it's actually quite fun to do that left hand. Once you figure out what the pattern is supposed to be, it's very, very beautiful. Now, on to the right hand. This is the melody of the song, right? Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. It's great. I would sing it an octave higher, but it's a little early in the morning for me. So we will keep it an octave lower in my voice. So let's learn that melody in the right hand, okay? I'll switch to piano view. I'll say a few notes here and there, but not really a whole lot, okay? I want you to start really, really knowing what those notes are in the staff, okay? You got this. All right, so I'm in my D position here. My thumb is on my D. I'm going to count off slowly, and see how it goes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. E, 2, 3, tie. A, C, D, B natural, G, A, 3, tie, 2. A, G, F, E, tie, 2, 3, D. 3, tie, 2, repeat. Then it goes back to the beginning. Let's play it again. But look what it actually says there. Second time, octave higher. So after we played that D that's tied, we're actually going to go up to this D, okay, and start it over. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Tie, 2, 3. The last two measures is a sixth, F and D. 3, tie, 2, 3, with a fermata. Very nice. Good work. Okay. Now, how did you feel about that right hand? Doesn't it sound pretty when you take it up an octave? Yeah, it really does. And actually the notation when it says second time octave higher, I'm assuming that it's actually going to be both hands going up the octave because it doesn't just say the right hand. It just says it in general. So we'll actually take both hands up an octave on the repeat. Okay? Yeah. How are you feeling about that? Yes. Okay. Very nice. So I think we're doing really, really well here. The only things we haven't really talked about are our dynamics, okay? And since we have a new dynamic sign in this one, this is definitely something to keep in mind as you're going through here. So let's analyze those dynamics. First two measures, I see a piano. So we start off nice and quiet, mysterious, right? Then it goes into a mezzo piano. So a little bit louder as that melody comes in. All right, all the way through to line 2. And then when it starts saying parsley sage, there's a crescendo. So I'm going to say it goes all the way up to a forte. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, right? Yeah, so nice and forte, strong in that section. Now you diminuendo down at the end of line 2, just to a mezzo forte. It's still quite loud, but it's not as loud as that crescendo forte. Now mezzo forte all through line 3 until you get to the middle of it, and then it diminuendos all the way down to piano by the end of that line, okay? Make it gradual. Don't make it like immediate, right? It's a gradual reduction of volume. Now going into line 4, it's piano all the way. And then it goes even quieter, right? To pianissimo at the end of the second time through. And not only is it pianissimo, it also has a ritardando. So you're going to slow it down and make it the quietest possible. It's quite cool. Now when you're doing that repeat, after that diminuendo at the end of line 4, when you go back to line 1, measure 3, it's mezzo piano. Okay, and you'll go through the whole song again an octave higher. All right. So that's a good, 1-minute roundup of our dynamics in this song, okay? It's very fun to play, all right? So I'm gonna take some time now to play the song for you all the way through with the repeat and the octave higher so you can follow along, listen to all of those dynamics, make sure you've got the pedaling correct, right? Every time you see that caret, that's gonna be your overlapping pedal. You clear out the chord before it and put it right back down, okay? All right, let's give it a try. Follow along in your music. Here we go. All right, Scarborough Fair, D minor. What a lovely song this one is. And there you go. It's a nice little song, isn't it? I think you'll really, really enjoy practicing this one, especially working on the intricacies of really reducing that volume. Like lots of diminuendos, lots of pianissimo and piano. It's basically training your fingers to be more delicate at the piano, right? I mean, we can play forte, right? We can play nice and strong, but it's really, really important for us to work on the opposite end of that spectrum too, the softer side of the piano, giving it that mystery, especially in a song like this. So I hope you enjoyed that. The D minor key is really, really fun to play in. So get some good practice in on Scarborough Fair. Don't forget to practice those D minor scales, right? The D harmonic minor scale. Right hand hands apart, left hand hands apart, and then in contrary motion, okay? That's going to train your fingers to feel very comfortable playing in D minor, okay? Excellent job. Now, I can't wait to see your videos up on Discord, so get some good practice in, and I will see you there, okay? Thank you so much for watching today. Just a quick reminder, I'm on Patreon, right? So if you love the way I teach, la la la, if you like just the way I have things structured here and you want to help keep this lesson and these lessons coming here on the channel, pick a tier on Patreon that works for you, okay? $5 a month goes a long way, trust me. They've upped a lot of my software costs for switching and things like that, so every single patron really, really helps me. So pick something that works, $5, $10, $20. It's all very, very helpful. So thank you so much for considering that. All right, yeah, so let's do our quote. I end every lesson with a music quote, and today's music quote, it's not really a music quote, it's more like a motivational quote, because we've exhausted so many of our music quotes because I've had over, 230 lessons on YouTube, so I've gone through the list. This one comes from the American engineer and philanthropist Walt Disney, and this is what he says. If you can dream it, you can do it, okay? I agree with this, okay? There are multiple pathways to achieving your dreams, okay? You just need to find which way is going to be the best for you to achieve those dreams. Not everybody's journey is the same. There's no formula to learning piano perfectly, right? Everybody learns differently. Everybody takes a different approach to it. But that's fine, right? If your dream is to play the piano comfortably and beautifully for your family and friends, and even just for yourself, just keep working at it, right? Practicing goes a long way. Patience goes a long way. And having the support that you need in a positive place is also very, very necessary for success. So I'm happy that you've chosen my little studio and my little channel to help get you to your piano learning dreams, okay? Thanks so much. Nice quote, huh? Well, great work today. I will see you all on Discord, and I'll see you again in a couple weeks, okay? See you later. Bye.